Imagine this, the planet we call home, teeming with oceans, forests, and bustling cities, was once a molten ball of fire. No blue skies, no vast oceans, no life. Just a chaotic, glowing sphere of lava. So, how did this hellish rock transform into the beautiful paradise we inhabit today? Let's take a journey back in time, 4.6 billion years into the past, to witness the incredible story of how Earth was born. Before the Earth, before even our Sun, there was just an immense swirling cloud of dust and gas floating in space, the solar nebula. It was dark, cold, and quiet. Then, something incredible happened. A nearby star went out with a bang, a massive explosion called a supernova. The shockwave from this cosmic event was the trigger. It sent ripples through the nebula, causing gravity to take over, pulling all that gas and dust inward. As the cloud collapsed, it began to spin faster and faster, like a figure skater pulling in their arms. The material flattened into a spinning disk. At the very center, the pressure and temperature became so extreme that something truly magical happened. Nuclear fusion ignited. And just like that, our Sun burst into existence, a brilliant new star. But what about all the leftover gas and dust swirling around it? That material didn't go to waste. It was the cosmic debris that would soon build the planets, including our very own Earth, out in that spinning disk of leftover material. Tiny dust particles started bumping into each other. At first it was gentle, like snowflakes clumping together. But over millions of years, these clumps grew larger, forming boulder-sized rocks, and then mountain-sized bodies called planetesimals. Think of it as a cosmic demolition derby. These planetesimals constantly crashed into each other, sometimes shattering, but often merging and growing bigger and bigger through a process called accretion. One of these growing bodies had a gravitational advantage and began to sweep up everything in its path. This was the protoplanet that would become Earth. But this early version of our home was anything but hospitable. It was a glowing, molten ocean of magma, constantly bombarded by meteorites left over from the solar system's formation. Each impact was like an atomic bomb, melting the surface over and over again. This era is fittingly called the Hadean, eon named after Hades, the underworld, truly, the hellish age of our planet. So if Earth was a fiery ball of rock, where did all of our magnificent oceans come from? The answer, scientists believe, came from space. During this chaotic period, Earth was relentlessly pummeled by asteroids and comets. Many of these celestial visitors were essentially giant, dirty snowballs, packed with frozen water. When they slammed into our hot planet, the impact vaporized the ice, releasing enormous clouds of steam into the atmosphere. This process continued for millions upon millions of years. As Earth slowly began to cool, this water vapor condensed, forming thick, dark clouds, and then it began to rain. Not for an afternoon or a week, but for millennia. An unending, planet-wide deluge fell from the skies. This torrential rain slowly filled the vast low-lying basins on the planet's surface, giving birth to the very first oceans. A world of fire was slowly being quenched by water from the stars. Just as things were starting to settle down, our young planet was faced with its most violent event yet. A rogue planet, about the size of Mars, which scientists have named Theia, was on a collision course with Earth. The impact was cataclysmic, an explosion of unimaginable scale. It tilted Earth on its axis and blasted a colossal amount of molten rock and debris from both bodies into orbit. This ring of debris, caught in Earth's gravity, didn't just float away. Over time, it began to clump together, accreting just as the planets had. Eventually, this material coalesced to form a large, spherical body, our Moon. This violent birth had a profound and lasting effect. The Moon's gravity helps to stabilize Earth's wobble, giving us a relatively stable climate and predictable seasons. Without that giant impact, the conditions that allowed life to flourish might never have existed. Back on Earth, the planet was still a molten mess, but it was beginning to change. As it gradually cooled, a crucial process called differentiation began. The heavier, denser materials, like iron and nickel, sank under their own weight toward the planet's center. This formed Earth's incredibly hot, dense core. Meanwhile, the lighter silicate materials floated upward, eventually cooling and solidifying to form the mantle and the thin outer crust we live on. This separation of layers wasn't just geological housekeeping. It was life-saving. The movement of liquid iron in the outer core generated a powerful magnetic field that extends far out into space. This invisible shield, the magnetosphere, protects us from the sun's harmful solar winds, a constant stream of charged particles that would otherwise drip away our atmosphere, just as it did on Mars. Our planet had built its own force field. With a solid crust and a protective magnetic field in place, the stage was set for the final piece of the puzzle. A stable atmosphere. Volcanoes, which covered the young Earth's surface, were constantly erupting. They spewed out massive quantities of gases that had been trapped inside the planet, mostly carbon dioxide, water vapor, and nitrogen, with a bit of methane and ammonia. This volcanic outgassing created Earth's second atmosphere. As the planet continued to cool, The water vapor in this new atmosphere condensed and fell as more rain, topping up the oceans. It was within these primordial oceans, under a hazy, orange sky, that the miracle of life was about to begin. Sheltered from harsh radiation and nourished by a soup of chemicals, the very first, simple molecules started linking together, setting the scene for life's debut. From a vast cloud of dust, to a raging ball of fire, to a water-covered world shielded by its own magnetic field, Earth's origin story is nothing short of miraculous. Every cosmic collision, every volcanic eruption, and every drop of rain was a critical step in a 4.5 billion-year journey. All of it led to this very moment. To you, watching this video, on a planet uniquely capable of supporting you. If that doesn't fill you with a sense of wonder and appreciation for our home, I don't know what will. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back to our planet's fiery beginnings. Let's all do our part to take care of this precious world. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, and subscribe for more cosmic stories. Next time, we'll dive into those ancient oceans to explore how life itself first sparked into existence. See you then.